Kroger and walk by a big person shopping for yogurt and ask them what Plan B is? It has nothing to do with what I'm doing. I just thought that was... I'm not necessarily... You ever run into somebody and you see them at a distance and you really don't want to talk to them, probably from church, so you duck down an aisle to get away from them, and you find yourself on an aisle, say like a pet food aisle, you don't have a dog or cat? I got a 20-pound bag of dog food, someone wants to buy it. So. All right, that was just free. I'm here. It's more of a public service announcement. This should have happened after we did when God's people pray, but our leadership didn't see fit. So I'm going to do it for them. Prayer requests. I'm going to read a lot of this so I'll remember it. Prayer requests have many roads they travel down. We all have concerns we feel led to share to our fellow believers to solicit their prayers as well. I would like to help you as you share your prayer concerns with your prayer partners. There is an assortment of details that are given when requesting a prayer. Some of these details are vital, and some not so much. I want to aid you in streamlining your prayer request to the necessary facts that are needed for your prayer partners. First of all, we must identify the different categories of prayer requests. The first one is called Around the World. The second one is TMI. The third one is Who? And the fourth is Unspoken. Around the World is the first one. You may think this is a prayer for international missions or for missionaries serving abroad, but it isn't. Around the World refers to prayer requests that take you on a journey that begins innocently with a genuine concern, but soon becomes a story. Some prayer requests may cause drowsiness and cause your mind to drift into what's for lunch, a Duck Dynasty episode, or the discomfort of the new briefs you purchased at Kohl's at the back-to-school sale. I recommend washing using fabric softener before you wear them. For example, here's an around-the-world prayer. Now, these are actual prayers I've heard, not at this church. I think it was in Georgia somewhere. Just want to make sure. This one goes like this, and when I mention it's my husband, I don't believe in gay marriage. I just want to get that out front. I'm just using, well, that wasn't funny, was it? I'd like for y'all to pray for my husband, Bobby. He just lost his job at his company's call center. It seems they've outsourced those positions to the New Jersey office or the one in India. I'm so upset I can't remember. They just gave his job to someone else that doesn't even live here. It seems to me that hardworking Americans ought to be able to work in America and not have to relocate to New Jersey or India. Right now, we're not in a financial position to move to New Jersey or India. Plus, I know where y'all are from. Plus, we got Mama living in the basement. If we were to move, we can't speak any foreign languages like they speak in India or New Jersey. So I'd appreciate y'all praying for Bobby. That was an around the world prayer request. The second one is called TMI. TMI can be put into the around the world category as well, depending on the number of details and the side stories. The TMI request is used to solicit prayers with the thought of the more gory the details, the more intense the prayers you'll solicit. For example, I'd like y'all to pray for my wife Stella. She's got this thing growing on her foot between her fourth toe and her pinky toe. It started a week ago as a small red bump and it's changed colors 4 times since then. It turned from red to purple, purple to blue, blue to olive green, now it's black. Yesterday it oozed this liquid that looks like Team W40 motor oil. We put some salve on it, but it keeps sliding off. We wrapped it in a bandage, but it seeped through the bandage and stained our carpet. I got it wrapped in a freezer bag, taped around her ankle right now. We have an appointment with the doctor on Monday. Monday can't get here quick enough because it's starting to smell. That's TMI. Please pray for Stella, specifically toes 4 and 5. And does anyone know a good carpet cleaner? Third prayer request category is Who with a question mark. This prayer request starts out as a distant family member in need and goes deeper into the family tree that you can't trace it. I would like for y'all to pray for my husband, Jason's first cousin, Ralph's son-in-law, Pete. He got arrested Saturday night at the Toby Keith concert for trying to carry a gun in. It turns out that Pete was with Ralph's daughter, his wife, Dora, and his second cousin, Maybelle, and her husband, Wendell, at the concert. They all had been partying at Maybelle's little sister, Polly's baby shower. They left the baby shower after dropping off a box of Pampers as a gift and stopped off at the gun and knife show where Pete bought a gun for killing rats around his house because he lives in a barn. When he got to the concert, he forgot that he did not take the gun out of his pocket, so he pulled out his tickets and the gun at the same time and was easily arrested. They took Pete off to jail. Dora went with him to try to bail him out. Maybelle and Wendell went on to the concert and also scalped their tickets. Please pray for Jason's first cousin, Ralph's son-in-law, Pete, his wife, Dora, and pay for Maybelle, Wendell, and Toby Keith. The fourth and final category. This is called the unspoken request. The unspoken request is a contradiction in itself. If it's unspoken, why are you talking? If you don't want us to know what you're praying for, then don't bring it up. Because we all have unspoken requests. The only true unspoken prayer request would have to be handwritten or sign language. If it's handwritten, then it's unspoken. I mean, it's a contradiction. And if you sign it, then you have to have somebody there that can interpret sign language. And I feel that's kind of like speaking in tongues. If you don't have anybody there to interpret it, then you ought not do it. Because then it's a sin, and now you've got to pray for that. So, if you don't have a person that can interpret sign, treat it like speaking in tongues. I think unspoken requests ought to be like bidders at an auction. I think everybody ought to have a yelp, like you, like that. That means you got an unspoken request, or a hand signal, or a head nod, or a sign. And if you've got a wife, you have a sign over here. You do a request for her. I hope these have been a help to y'all. When you request a prayer in the future, remember Jack Webb and Dragnet, just the facts. And one other thing, remember prayers for sports teams, horses you bet on, and TV characters will not be put on the prayer list.